Hey everyone, after 2 long months, I'm back on YouTube now, and this is going to be a very interesting year given how the markets are reacting. But in today's video, I have three major points to discuss. The first one is the Adani saga, or what's been happening in the markets and why Adani has been crashing the markets. I'm going to discuss it from a very technical perspective. And also, second point is, does the market crash have any correlation with the budget, which is coming in a couple of days? And last, I'm going to discuss two stocks, one from a techno funda perspective and one from a technical perspective. Don't forget to stay till the end of this video because they're going to be interesting insights for you and you're going to enjoy it. So let's jump into first the Nifty Outlook. Now, Nifty has fallen quite a bit in the last week or so, especially after the report from Hindenburg Research, which has rocked the entire Indian markets. Some of the Adani stocks have fallen 20%, but is Nifty in an uptrend or in downtrend is the question. Now here, if you look at this Nifty linear chart, I usually don't look at linear charts, but I'm looking at linear chart because I find this chart very interesting. Now Nifty actually has been in a very long-term uptrend, and we had a very strong correction since that October 2021. We had a strong one-year correction, and then something changed last year is when we started making an uptrend again. Now we started making an uptrend, and now overall Nifty is in a long-term uptrend again after that one-year correction which we had. And now we had one up move, we had a correction, we had up move. And again, this is just a correction in my opinion, a pullback rather. And I feel that this correction or a pullback will be over probably in a couple of days and then we might eventually head higher. Now again, technical analysis is just a probability. So don't go full on just because I said, just keep a stop loss always in your picks and try to follow the trend. But overall, Nifty as such, in the last 8 weeks, there's not been any sign whatsoever in terms of any bullish sign. It has been complete, bearish signs. We've had strong red candles. Then we had like 5 weeks of consolidation. Again, we had a breakdown this week. So overall, for me, even though Nifty is in an uptrend, we have not seen any signs of reversal on the weekly charts yet. But however, the uptrend overall is still intact from me from a long-term perspective. Now, given this Nifty chart, the reason why I say this is a very significant channel is because of this, resistance here on the upper end. And here, if you see, Nifty had a small resistance here, came back, then it again went up. It took support, then again we cracked down, then we went up, and now we have again fallen. Now, for me, this middle channel is what gives me the confidence that this is probably a channel that we have to look out for. And I don't have complete confidence because I have just 2 touch points this side and 2 touch points the other side. But if we reverse from here, then that will give me a very good confidence that this is a very strong channel in Nifty in terms of technical analysis. And then eventually, probably Nifty will head higher from here, right? But what is the next major support that we should be looking forward to? Now, since this is in an uptrend in the weekly charts, for me, this level of 16,740, 750, which is around here, for me is a very major support zone. Unless we don't go below that levels, I don't see any problem in Nifty. And also, if you look at this chart over here, this is a daily chart on Nifty, and we had some resistance over here on the 200 EMA, came down, we went up, took support, then we started a major uptrend, right? Now, we took support previously around the 200 EMA, which is the exponential moving average on the daily charts. And now again, Nifty kind of reversed slightly just before yesterday's close or the Friday close, and we kind of reversed. Now, I will be looking for any reversal from here. If we have a strong reversal candle just before the budget, then I feel we're going to head higher. But still, for us, if we hold on to this channel, then no problem whatsoever in Nifty. So now, given that we have budget in the next couple of days, what does the overall chart look like in terms of the budget? Do we have some similarities in the past? Right now, here I've taken the budget. I marked the budget lines here, which are dashed lines on Nifty weekly chart. And I'm just trying to give you a correlation of what happened in 2015-16, kind of a deja vu moment that we're having right now. So here, if you see, we had a strong correction for almost 1 year or so here. And a similar correction is what we've had in the last 1 year here, right? Now, I kind of feel that we are forming probably a cup and handle pattern here, just similar to what we had here. Now, I'm not getting really patterns, but kind of a short correction is what we had here, around 11% correction. And we might have a similar correction here, and we are probably towards the end of it, and we might head higher, right? And if we have some phenomenal budget, hopefully we have one, then we can probably head towards, once we break that zone over here, then probably we are seeing much higher levels from here. Now, that's kind of a deja vu pattern that I see compared to 2015-16, a similar correction, and hopefully we pan out and we pan out this bullish scenario and we might head higher from here. So that's what I had for the correlation with budget and Nifty. But now the most important part from a technical analysis that I wanted to discuss today is the Adani stocks. Now, I've created a custom index on Adani. Now, in case you don't know what's a custom index, I made a YouTube video on that. Do check out my Learn with Trendline Investor playlist. Custom index is what I've discussed. Now, I formed a custom index of Adani, excluding Adani Wilmar, which was recently listed. And here, if you see, we had this major uptrend, which started somewhere in August 2020. And since then, we went up almost 10 times in Adani. The entire index as a whole went up 10 times. From 1,400, we went to almost 15,000 levels. Now, that was a massive run up. Now, remember any, I don't want to call it a bubble, but any stock which goes up 5x, 10x, eventually will correct a bit, right? Even Tesla has corrected a bit recently. Now, Adani is, no exception, and we're already seeing this correction. Now, what has happened in the last week is that we've had a strong breakdown in Adani index itself. And now I don't think we are going to anytime go and break this all-time high again. Now, we might enter into a long-term correction or long-term consolidation in the Adani index. A lot of stocks in the Adani group will correct, especially given that we have this massive event coming ahead, which is the FPO. I feel that overall the uptrend in Adani is over, and we might see a long consolidation, probably a couple of years or more. But I am more sliding towards a long-term correction in the Adani stocks, and that's what we might see going forward. Now, in case you want to buy Adani index or Adani stocks again, you have to wait until we see a bullish sign. Until then, do not buy the stocks or the index, or if you're buying a portfolio of stocks, do not do that. You might end up in a long-term consolidation, and you might have a strong opportunity cost in this if you invest. So that's my take on that index. But yeah, given these two, do keep in mind that we have the budget, so see how it pans out. But today I want to discuss two stocks. The first stock I want to discuss today is Petronet LNG. Now, I've been posting about the stock since last year, May or so, on Twitter. So if you haven't followed me on Twitter, do follow me. But overall, for me, Petronet LNG is an excellent company from a fundamental perspective. So if you look at here, the sales growth, last 5 years, we've been growing at around a 12% CAGR. And the profit also has been growing at a 14% CAGR. But the profit has been growing significantly higher than the sales itself. And overall, the ROE has been pretty good. The ROCE also pretty good, around the 27% mark. And this is a pretty big company, around 33,000 crore market cap. We have pretty good ROC, ROE numbers, and the stock is currently trading at 226 rupees. Now, while all of this has been fundamentally very good, the stock has not done very well even in the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, the stock has given negative returns, minus 2% CAGR. And if you look at this overall, chart which I have here, which tells you the story of the earnings and the stock PE, the earnings per share has gone up consistently over the last 5 years or so. But whereas the PE has hit all-time low and is trading at an all-time low PE of 10. Now, many stocks tend to do this, and we might see some sideways consolidation before a major move up. Now, that's what I'm kind of forecasting or trying to predict that's going to happen in Petronet LNG. Now, that's the fundamental view. Now, from a technical perspective, if you look at this long-term channel, we are kind of consolidating since 2017 highs. We have been consolidating quite strongly, and after that COVID crash, this is a quarterly chart. So if you look at this chart, we are seeing some tight price action going on for the last 3 years or so. Now, this also is a primary trend line, because here, if you see, I've created these two lower swing lows here, and I kind of extended this all the way here. And I feel the stock is towards the end of this long 3-year time correction, and we might head higher from here. So given that the primary trend line reversal, given the tight consolidation, and given the stock has not fallen much, even though markets have fallen, I feel that we are in for new highs probably in the next 1 or 2 years or so, and we might eventually head higher from here. So looking at the weekly chart, if you see, we're kind of forming a rectangle consolidation here, very strong rectangle consolidation since November 2021 or so. And this has been a 1-year long consolidation. And finally, CCI is entering a bullish territory, and also relative strength is showing some signs of bullishness. So overall, I think this stock is going to break out if the markets do well. We might see some good outperformance in Petronet LNG, and we might head higher from here. So having said that, we need to cross 232 levels, which is the zone. And once we close above that zone from a technical analysis perspective, from a price perspective, and if you have some decent volumes, then we're going to see some new highs soon, probably in the next couple of years or so. So you can buy the stock at current market price, or you can even buy about 232, but keep a stop loss of 190, which is this swing low over here, which is around 15% stop loss. But you're going to look for targets of 300 first, and then eventually 400, which is around 2 to 5 times the risk that we're taking here. And if you get 400 levels, then try to ride the trend as much as possible. This is a portfolio stock. This also can be a SIP stock for a portfolio, given that it's a blue chip stock, and it might give some decent gains for you. Now, that's the first stock. Do let me know what you think about this stock in the comments. The second stock for today is from a very technical perspective, which is Chennai Petroleum. Now, Chennai Petroleum had a very strong chart, back in, I think somewhere around 2022, April, we had a strong breakout. We had a one-way rally all the way up, but then the stock corrected and came back towards levels of 180, 200 levels. But now, I think, again, the stock is pretty strong, and this overall bear market, the stock is pretty strong, and I think we might head higher soon again here as well. So this stock is also picking up volumes. We have seen some decent volumes coming in the last week, and even 2 weeks back we had some decent volumes, and we have broken this kind of a consolidation over here, and we are now bound to head higher. So from a daily chart, this is just zooming onto those levels here. We have broken from this downtrend, and finally we were in a downtrend in the daily charts, but we are now entering a strong uptrend. Look at the volumes here. The volumes have been very good, signifying some decent accumulation is happening. And also we had a strong consolidation. And even though the markets fell, there's no signs of weakness in this stock yet. So we're going to buy the stock at current market price at 242. We're going to keep a stop loss around that zone, which is around 220 levels, which is around 9% stop. And I'm going to look at 3 times, which is around 27%, 25 to 30% returns, which is around 320 levels. And it can even head higher, but we're not sure if the markets are good. It can even head higher to much higher levels. So these are 2 stocks I want to discuss today from a technical perspective. So I hope you love this video. Do let me know what you think of the Adani view I had given, and do let me know in the comments what you want me to cover this year. So with that, I'm going to leave you today. Don't forget to follow me and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in another video. Until then, stay safe, take care, and trade safe. Bye-bye.